What do you do in the space where chaos shows up? That is what this meditation is going to be about. And you might notice in the background, in my space right now, there's an ambulance. I decided to not filter that out and not re-record because we're going to work with what do we do with the uncomfortable and the unpleasant when it shows up in our lives. Often people think that to go on a retreat or have a healing experience, they need peace and solitude and nothing disrupting them. But I've found in my life that often it's the disrupting that causes the most healing. It kind of instigates it. What I would like to invite you to do right now is just notice everything that's happening in your mind. You might have thoughts bouncing around. Notice everything that's happening in your body. Maybe your shoulder's a little tight today, or your ankle feels funny. Just kind of tune in to what's bugging you. And then we're going to just stay there with it. We're not going to try to fix it. We're not going to make it go away. We're just going to give it some space to kind of be loud and noisy and uncomfortable. You're probably not having a great time right now. This is a space where all the things that we often push away and push down, the discomfort, we are going to allow that to be there because I'm going to tell you that within a lot of that, there is wisdom. There's information. I'll let you in on a secret. Your body is not out to get you. It's not your enemy. It's not against you. And I know it can feel like it is sometimes. It can feel like you want to just separate from it because it's so annoying. If you give it the opportunity to really tell you what it needs, you'll find that you can start to befriend the body and start to understand that maybe that twinge in your left hip is actually a little nudge that you're kind of still angry at your mom, and maybe you need to do some work with that. Or maybe that tightness in your neck and your throat, that pain that's always showing up, is your body asking you to have some better boundaries with your boss, or maybe even with your kids or your spouse. The body gives us information, and we're so quick to push it away or cover it up rather than to listen, because listening is hard. It's a challenge. It's not an easy process. And focusing in and making space for that pain and that anger and discomfort is uncomfortable. So today, I'd like to invite you to think of an emotion or a sensation that you have been pushing away. And using a broad sense of the word emotion, we're counting anger, we're counting disgust, we're counting anything that you've been feeling or you feel it under the surface a little bit. It's kind of there. Maybe it's sadness. But we're going to let it get a little louder if you're up for this. And if you're not, come back to this when you are. But if you're feeling ready to kind of explore, put on your adventure hat, then thinking of either a sensation in your body or an emotion or feeling that's been tugging and nudging at you, and you've just been like, no, not right now. So get a sense of that. And if it's coming up and you're like, no, not that one, that's the one. So let's take a couple deep breaths in, inhaling slowly through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. We're going to breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more time at your pace, but nice and slow. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, before we go much further, we're going to make space for our inner wisdom and welcoming in that inner wisdom. So that inner wisdom is that highest part of yourself. Just starting to get a sense of that now, and with your eyes gently closed, ask your inner wisdom to show up for you. And it may show up as a visualization or a sensation. Asking your inner wisdom to help you today to uncover the wisdom and the message that your body's trying to get to you through this unpleasant sensation or feeling. And asking your inner wisdom to just give you that sense of truth as we move forward into this exercise, as we begin to allow all those big feelings to show up. We're not doing it just for nothing. We're investigators today, and with the help of your inner wisdom, we're going to see what messages may lay there. Welcoming in your inner wisdom, trusting that that highest part of you is going to be able to understand and comprehend these messages. Start to allow that unpleasant sensation or feeling. Notice where it's showing up. And temporarily allow it to grow a little bigger. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling out. Let it grow a little bigger. Let it really take up space. And then sit with it. Trusting your inner wisdom to show you. You can ask it, what is it that you want me to know? Why are you showing up? What do I need to understand? from you. When did you first show up in my life? What is your purpose? Is it possible to do that same thing in a gentler way? Thinking about when this first showed up. Asking your inner wisdom what resources you have now, what's different in your life now than when it first showed up. What type of supports or structure does this need? And are the stories that are coming up around this still true? What has changed since this first arrived? And is there anything else that this unpleasantness wants to share with you? And what would it like you to do when it shows up? Perhaps it can start to show up in a more subtle way, nudging you in the direction it would like you to go. Taking a couple of deep breaths in and out, slowly. And now thanking this sensation for showing up, for sharing its wisdom, thanking your inner wisdom. For you to just cross your arms across your chest and start to tap your right shoulder with your left hand and your left shoulder with your right hand, just crossing your arms and gently tapping your shoulder as you breathe slowly. This is helping to regulate your nervous system and integrate the work that you just did. Just gently tapping and breathing. And just begin to start squeezing that into a hug if that feels good to you. Perhaps rocking side to side, gently swaying. Almost as if you're a baby, just nurturing yourself. Thanking yourself for showing up, for doing this work. Breathing in and exhaling out, maybe giving a sigh. And another. Perhaps curling up into a little ball and just resting here. Allowing yourself to just be just as you are. Beautiful. And whenever you feel ready, I invite you to slowly come to a seated position. This is a lovely time to journal, drink some water. If you're feeling like you need to ground a little more after this, going outside, putting your feet on the ground, or even going for a walk can be really nourishing. Just a slow walk. Be kind to yourself today. This is challenging work. You did a beautiful job. Thank you for showing up.